Hello, friends. Welcome to Linden-Linthicum United Methodist Church. I'm Gail Annis Porter and happy to talk with you for a moment today. I had the opportunity this weekend to go to a birthday party. I went to a birthday party for a 90-year-old, and this particular man I've known since I was 5 years old, so I've known him a very, very long time, and he's been very important in my life and in my family, and just a really important presence for me. It was a great time. There were, the family was there, including the adopted family, which would be me and my brother, who've kind of been gathered in, and it was just a good time. Stories were told. I got to tell some of mine, and we had a great afternoon of being together and celebrating this lovely man's life. 90 years young, and hoping that we have many more times to be together. There was lots of talking at this birthday party, as there often is at a birthday party, right? People were talking and telling stories and having a great time. But what I was thinking about is that in relationships that last over time, something that needs to happen is that you learn to be comfortable with silence. There's a phrase that I like, companionable silence. When you're with someone and you don't have to prove that you care, you don't have to prove that you're interested, you're just there in the same space at the same time together, but not necessarily saying anything. I think it's a sign of a mature relationship, that's not an avoidance, but it's a way of being together. And I was thinking that this particular person, this man whose birthday was being celebrated this weekend, he's somebody that I could sit in companionable silence with. But we talked on Sunday in church about silence and quiet with God, and that sitting in that companionable silence with God is one of the things that we need to be able to think about as well. Sometimes we think, gosh, if I'm praying, I have to be talking. Maybe not. Sometimes we're sitting together with God in silence, and that too is prayer. Lots of places in the Bible talk about silence, but one of them is Psalm 62, and it begins by saying, "For God alone my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation." And just a couple verses later it says, "For God alone my soul waits in silence, for my hope is from him." From God we got our salvation and our hope, and our soul waits in silence. The psalmist says it twice, because we probably need to be reminded. Think about that though. Can you sit in companionable silence with God, knowing that you both care, that it's not disinterest, that it's being together and waiting for the time when someone is ready to speak, kind of like happens in a Quaker meeting, waiting for that time when someone is ready to speak. It might be you ready to say something to God, but it might be, even more importantly, God preparing to say something life-giving to you. Listen. Amen.